Hello, people. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Good to have everybody here on this fine Monday afternoon for myself, Monday evening, Monday morning, Monday wherever it may be for you. I appreciate you all joining me today. I hope you had a good Christmas, a good Hanukkah, good holidays. I know we got New Year's coming up around the corner. I do have something very special planned I think I want to do for New Year's. I just got to clear it with the old chief pilot here. But more on that later on this flight. We'll talk about some plans for New Year's. So figured I'd jump in today and do a back to work stream. Try to get the mind back ready. I am going back to the line here in just about a week, guys. Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is my first flight. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. That's why we're doing these back to work streams here and getting back in the groove. So shout out Dougal McTavish. What's going on, man? I saw that you're going to be doing a group flight. I apologize, man. Can't be a part of that, but no worries. I'm missing out on this stream, man. I hope you have a great flight. I hope it is in a sim that is a little bit more modern than P3D, because I am currently on a P3D tangent right now, and I've got a lot of things to say to Lockheed Martin and P3D. But thanks for stopping by, Dougal. Good to have you here. Hope you had a good Christmas, my friend. Miss Jungles, good to see you. Navy Land Sub Gaming, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. Flying Guitar Sam, Gaming Ninja Sheep, Intamar Ram, Robert S., Anthony Anderson, Jerron Post, Benny, Mateo Chewy, what's up? Team Vodka, what is going on, man? And I think I already said Flying Guitar Sam, and then Trey Jackson, a bunch more in chat. Anyways, let's get to it, guys. It's a short flight, but it is the FS Labs A320, so we do know it takes a little while to get off the gate. We're going to hop into that right now. We are going to be operating Cactus 1013, which is an A320 flight from Phoenix to San Diego. We're going to set up for the Loc 27 into San Diego. And we're going to have do some raw data, talk about some raw data tracking and things like that. So hopefully everything is going to go here. I see there was a couple people on the network already. There was one guy that took off and a couple more to gates around here. So if I had more money to spend in P3D, I might have a better camera system. So I could go check out you guys on your different gates. But anyway, yeah, if you want to join along, we are on VATSIM today. We're going to be going on VATSIM. So T, what's up? Says, hey, V1, first time live. Awesome, man. Welcome aboard, dude. So on these back to work streams, your first time live here, it does take a little bit of time to get off the gate here. 25.5 or greater volts is what we're looking for. So if you see 25.5 up here, we got to do battery charge, but right now we're sitting pretty, so we don't need to charge the batteries. Batteries 1 and 2 can come on. External power can come on. Some airlines shut the packs off. We'll turn those packs back online. 2 fault lights is normal there. Seatbelts are off. That can come on as well. We'll turn that on. Ground control push button. Let's go ahead and get our ADIRs in the align mode here. Imtar says San Diego is always a good time. It definitely is, man. And problem with San Diego is it's going to look absolutely terrible in the sim. I downloaded a nice ORBX scenery, but apparently it's not compatible. You need hotfix 1 or 2, and in order to do hotfix in P3D, you got to re-download the whole freaking sim, unless you want to piece through it. So I didn't want to download 20-something gigs again. So we're just going to go along with it. There's our 1, 2, and 3. We're going to fire up the APU here probably sooner than later. So I'm going to do an APU fire test first. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It wasn't even ready yet, so that's normal. We'll stand by on that. There we go. Now it popped off. That's actually an accurate delay there. Okay, so that works. APU fire test is good. Fuel pumps can stay off. Let's get some lighting up in here. Turn the dome light on here. I did not install the cockpit mod. I know Carter's going to be upset with me. I know there's a free cockpit mod here. What P3D version? This is version 5. Is it 5.1, I believe? It was the one that they released just prior, or I guess it was the most recent one, but now there's, I guess, a hotfix out. And I didn't know that, and you go to like the purchase downloads page, and it just is a pain in the butt. So, I mean, if it weren't for FS Labs, I wouldn't touch this simulator with a 10-foot pole, but I cannot deny the realism of the FS Labs here and the in-depth modeling that it has here. So we've got that set on there. Just going through the rest of our cockpit flow, that's off. Everything else looks good. So let's go ahead and get the airplane kind of set up here. Control Shift F12. We're going to operate the jetway next to us here. We're going to use American. Oh wow, look, they have US Airways still here. Forward cabin left, confirm. That'll bring the jetway over. That'll at least get something going on here. Felipe says you can re-download only the client on the manual download. That will apply the hotfix. Okay, so I was trying to figure that out. I was reading it said, there's a whole manual on how to update the sim, which that's a whole nother story. But so I thought that was true. You can re-download only the client on the manual download, and then that'll imply the hotfix. Okay, so I'll try that after the sim. I got caught off. I apologize for the delay. I was building a floor for our barn, so I forgot what time it was. I was like, man, I got to get in here. Had to delay us 30 minutes, but I will check that out after this stream, man, to fix the black. Because what happens is, I guess when you have add-on scenery, the buildings show like black shadows through the clouds, and it looks absolutely atrocious. But we're just going to have to deal with it today. Anyway, we're looking for realism in the cockpit. We're not flying this sim for beauty. We've got X-Plane and FS 2020, which hands down is one of the most beautiful sims I've ever seen. I've been watching the XP72 do some streaming. Wow. Really? Check this out. That is cool. Object collision. RIP. I guess I got to turn off collisions, huh? Let me guess, it's going to crash the sim. The woes of VATSIM. Don't know if it was intentional or not. Emmett, he says, you ever going to play the new Microsoft Flight Sim? Yes, Emmett. I've wanted to do the stream today, actually, but I wanted to get this one out of the way first, so I kind of switched it. I will be in Microsoft 2020 this week, maybe even tomorrow or Wednesday. Wow, check this out, huh? All right, let's go ahead and disconnect from the controller, and let me do a couple options here. Let me go, let's see, general, realism, ignore crashes and damage. Okay, let's reset this. Navy says you wanted to see land, or you wanted to see planes at other gates. My goodness. Nope. How do I? Let's do this. End scenario, new scenario. Here we go. We're gonna do the America West again. 1013. Change airport. Good thing we had just set up the airplane. If we were sitting there for a while, that would not have been cool. What gate? I don't even remember what gate we were. I think we were B something. We'll do B14. I know I wasn't at B14, so we're gonna try B14. We get crashes and damage off. Let's try this again. David Smith said, did you see Flight Deck to Sim had 2 crashes with X-Pilot? No, I did not. Is X-Pilot causing issues for X-Plane? We'll have to check it out. Flight Simmer 77, what's going on, man? I know you're anxious about that A32NX mod stream again here. I definitely want to get, I'm dying to get back in FS 2020. I saw XP72 stream. I think he was doing a night approach, and it was just unreal in the snow. So I definitely want to get back to it. So we got to wait for the airplane to realign here. Ignore crashes and damage. Let me get rid of this black screen over here. I don't know why this does this in streaming. Streamlabs. Come on, go away, black screen. I know you guys are looking at a black screen right now. Your flight plan has not yet been loaded. An active sky, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, so why can't you guys see anything? Oh, the woes of P3D. Really? Oh. Okay. Come on, work with me, Streamlabs. Work with me here. Let's pick up. Okay, so we got audio. Anthony says you might get some rain on your way to San Diego. It's been super wet weather all weekend. All right, man. Perfect opportunity to change to Microsoft Flight Simulator. You're not kidding, dude. So I think I need to resize. I don't know what is going on here. Undo move. What is going on? We're gonna fix this. If I gotta move it. Come on. So I think this is unreal. It's right there. Why won't you show? Navy Land coming in with a $5 bomb. He says, hopefully this fixes it. Dude, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for that donation. Hopefully it does. I don't know what we're going to do here. Screw it. Should we just go and X-plane? I mean, this is unreal. Like, I don't even know. Should we just do X-plane? I mean, I can reset the whole thing, or we can just load up X-plane. I need bourbon, says Team Vodka. Yeah, I can't. I guess we'll just do the ultimate night flight. It's not picking it up. So, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to go here. And you know what we're going to do? Yeah, I can't. It doesn't want to pick it up. So, we're done with that. We need to put in more coins, Felipe. Oh my gosh, what a joke. What a joke from FS Labs. That's not FS Labs' fault. It's just P3D. I don't even know if it's P3D's fault. It's just Streamlabs is being funky. I don't know. It says it's seeing the image, but captured window, reselect Citizen. I've done that. Citizen, I did exactly that. On your capture, I made it blank, then reselected. I did all of that, dude. I bet if I, you know what? I'll just reload it. How about that? If I just reload P3D. Let's see if this picks it up. If this doesn't pick it up, then we'll call it, and then we'll do X-Plane 11. Get that TolissA loaded. Chris, I know, man. I love the immersion with the FS Labs and all the little fine things that it gets right, but working this sim, unless you dedicate yourself to working this simulator and putting the money into P3D and really dedicating your time. Donation. It's unreal, man. It's a pain in the butt. So thank you so much. Who was that? Couldn't even see who's donated there. Randcool68. Thank you so much. He says, clearly you will need bourbon infusion after this. I don't own P3. I've never seen any good things about it. So God bless you for putting up with it. I appreciate that, Rand. I'm going to be, normally don't drink on these back to work streams, but I think we're going to have to. I'm loading in right now. One good thing about P3 that loads super quick. So I'm going to try to come back to Bravo 11 and let's see if this picks it up here. This is a good opportunity to get a beer. I hear you, man. I appreciate the support, Randcool. Thank you for that, man. 187 viewers looking at a black screen. Hit that like button for yourself. I mean, 185 viewers looking at a black screen. I appreciate you guys hanging tight. I'm loading in right now at 78%. If it doesn't pick it up, instead of killing the entire stream and reloading the stream, I'm just going to load X-Plane. We'll do it that way. All right, we're in the sim. Now, come on. Capture window. You can do it. Come on. Wow. Eagle 1 says, I sank $1,000 in P3D. What a waste of money. Eagle 1, dude, I'm sorry, man. It is, you know, the systems level on these planes is unreal, and it's you know, it's unmatched in any other sim. I will say that, but it is just you can only put so much lipstick on a pig as far as a platform. All right, I've reloaded. I'm in the sim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a whole new source, and I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't work, done. Come on, I'm going to do a whole new, brand new source. Let's even try. I'm going to do a whole new, everything new. New window capture, everything. Add a brand new one. P3D again, and I don't know what. Oh, Streamlabs. You guys got the Streamlabs on there. Nope. Nope, no dice. No dice. Sin City says, hey, everyone, I'll be joining you en route in San Diego. Awesome, man. We're going to be loading up the old X-Plane, I think, because, yeah, it doesn't. A brand new source doesn't pick it up. What a freaking bummer that was. That's all right. That's all right. We're not going to let it put us down. Here we go. Exiting P3D. Let's do it. Sin City says, hey, everyone, I'll be joining you en route to San Diego. I'm in the American 1842 at stand Alpha 27. We'll be flying a TolissA319. Ooh, yes. So I was actually on a 321 Neo not too long ago. Pretty sweet stuff. Pretty sweet. All right, so we're going to disconnect that. So I was on the on one with the old, what are they, the CFM engines? Ooh. All right, loading up X-Plane. Here we go. Come on, X-Plane. Be good to me here. So we're going to kill the P3D browser, and we'll open the X-Plane browser here in just a minute. Joey says, hello, I just found the stream. I agree, especially from the viewer side. P3 is just so poor on the visuals. Joey, yeah, it's you. I know there's guys that put a lot of money into P3D, and you can make it look good. Like, don't get me wrong, you can make it look good, but you have to be dedicated. And I think it's, you know, it's very hard to break into any new sim. And if you're going to just do it like kind of 50% or 70%, if like coming from X-Plane or something just to give it a try, honestly, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, if you're diehard after a systems in a certain airplane, maybe a PMDG level airplane or the Airbus itself, you know, then it might be worth it to you. But I mean, it is, it shows its age for sure. No doubt about it. May have to restart Streamlabs. I probably would to get P3D to work. So I'm going to try X-Plane instead here. We'll see how it works. Let me see if the old X-Plane comes through. Come on, be good to me. Hey, look at that. All right, let me pull an airplane here. I can't let you guys, I got some secret stuff on here, so I can't let you see all of it. But we're going to take, you know what? Let's take a 321. Screw it. We're going to take a no, we're not. We're going to take a 321. Let's take we got to take a 320. Let's say we got to take a 320. We'll take a flight factor 320 from Phoenix Sky Harbor. I'll be spawning in at Bravo 26, real world conditions, real time, start flight. Here we go. And we are loading in. Greetings, Captain K. What's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. It's been a a little bit of a disappointment here in the beginning. We spawned in, we were getting things loaded, then we had a crash because I had objects on, which I guess that's on me. So some airplane spawned into us. And then Streamlabs got funky with P3D. It doesn't even like P3D. So we're going to load up the Flight Factor 320, which for this flight is really not, not a big deal. There's not too many differences between the Flight Factor 320 doing a local approach and the FS Labs 320. Although I kind of wanted to do some hand flying stuff in the FS Labs, but it's all right. Take the 321. Now I need some proper VGS. I haven't tested the 321 or the TolissA localizer logic yet. I haven't done it recently. I don't know if it works 100%. I mean, it should, but I know the Flight Factor had it working pretty good with the vertical deviation donut. So Miss Jungle says secret stuff, the intrigue. You got it. We'll be in a U.S. Airways A320 is what we'll be in. Yeah, Robert S., I've reloaded Streamlabs. I created a new browser source. I created everything. Harris says, I get device hung errors with P3D, and I'm pretty sure it's not a faulty slow GPU. I have a 1080 Ti. It's better than I have. And when the device hung error pops up, the VRAM usage is hardly 4 gigs. That's interesting. Winter the Viking says, love me some X-Plane. Just finished an RNAV approach to 19 at DC. Awesome, dude. We're gonna be doing the RNAV, the RNP. We're gonna be doing an RNP into DC here pretty soon. Harris says, I just gave up P3D after that. I hear you. Dimitri, what's up? Greetings from Vancouver, Captain. What did I miss? Well, you missed me loaded in P3D, ready to go, and then an airplane spawned in us, crashed our flight. Then Streamlabs didn't want to pick it up, so couldn't run Streamlabs. So now we're in X-Plane, and we're going to do the same flight, Phoenix, San Diego, and X-Plane in the Flight Factor 320. Dimitri, this week, though, I'm really thinking of trying to do a white shed visit in the A300 for fun. Just kind of out of the blue. I want to give it a shot here, so we'll have to... oh, no. Do we have to update this plane? OMG. Seriously? Why do they force you to update? Oh, my gosh. All right. We'll take a 321 Neo. Good night. Actually, I don't want to take a Neo in there. Oh, what the hell. Could I take a 319? We haven't flown a 319 in a while. Let's do a 319. 319 5.1. I have about 12 different TolissA airplanes on here. Oh, look at this. I have America West Heritage. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use this one. Oh, you didn't see it. We're going to get there, guys. I promise. Still 197 people viewing a black screen and loading screen. Hit the like button for yourself. Awesome stuff. Winter Viking, definitely F, man. Definitely F. This is what happens. See, I wasn't planning on taking a week off for over Christmas from streaming. And when you take a week off, you get back on your sim, everything is just, you got to stay with it. Off to the TolissA then. Yeah, we're going to be in the 319. My little baby bus. I love this 319. We've got the U.S. Airways livery on there anyway, so it's going to be perfect. Look at my handy-dandy, trusty TolissA. We're going to turn you later. Profile, we're set. Everything is set there. Understood that something is not there. Make sure everything is outside. Look at this. We have wing views. All right, let me load up X-Pilot, guys, and then we're going to get out of here. It is X-Pilot, right? Yeah, it is X-Pilot. We have X-Enviro running. That may tank our frames. We'll see what happens. Okay, now we can get to it. Cactus 1013 connected to network. And charts, airports. Look at this. We got Avitab. This is why this sim is superior as far as a platform, for sure. All right. 10.9 page. That's going to load up. What'd I just do? I think I just moved the time. I forget all my key bindings now. That's not good. Why did I just... I just put on my sunglasses. There we go. Okay, look at everybody. All right. Yes, it is Xenviro, Trey Jackson. Let me look at all these plugins I have here. I need to disconnect. What is the gizmo? I don't want that one on there. And I know that these two run like crazy. Is it Xcoder? It's that one, and where's Sedona? If you have Xcoder Scenery Sedona, that scenery runs in the background, and it just tears your X-plane up. And we have 4 different landing plugins. We don't need all those. All right, here we go. Back to work. No more messing around. Let's get the screens going here. Anthony says this has been an entertaining stream and literally nothing has happened. Let me turn up my sounds. All right. Having issues with Xenviro updating weather, I've had to turn it off, then on to get updated weather. You know, someone else asked me that question about real weather in Xenviro, and my honest answer is I haven't had enough time with it to know if I have any problems with it. So I don't have a good answer for you. My initial instinct would be yes. I feel like I get delayed weather, but other than that, it's been pretty good. We got Phoenix ATIS. That's interesting. We got Phoenix ATIS on. Let's see. What do we have? 29er, 79er. 29er, 79er. We'll set that, and they're all set to be with each other. Okay, let's get the airplane loading. Let's get the ATIRs 1, 2, and 3. We already did that all proper on the last flight. I'm going to just go ahead and get the APU fired up here as well. How much fuel did we need from SimBrief? Oh, you know what? This is my old 319. I don't think this one even has pounds yet. We're going to do that, and we're going to take 130 peeps, and we're going to take all aft cargo of 1800, apply those load settings. Perfect. All right, let's fire it up. Nav light, come on. There we go. We're loading up. John G, I thought our flight was canceled. Thanks for the persistence and keep the great content coming. John G, I appreciate that donation, man. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. We're going to get it, guys. I said we're going to do a stream. We're going to get a stream in, and we're going to do it back to work style in the TolissA319. There's nothing wrong with that. There's just a little couple things in the FS Labs that I like to show you guys, mostly with ACARs, but that's all right. Let's get it going on with the TolissA319. Probably my favorite Airbus. I don't know. That Neo's a heck of a lot of fun to fly. I do love this short little stubby Airbus, though. I will tell you that. I do love this short. Hey, this American 1431, you got your spoilers up, buddy. I don't know if it's just a air or what. But. All right, so that's on. APU bleed is on. We'll disconnect ground power. And let's load up our flight plan. Hopefully, I don't even know if I have an updated database. We're going to be going from Phoenix Sky Harbor to San Diego. Ironically enough, I think this is one of the very first flights I did on this channel a long time ago. We are America West, or no, we're Cactus really, 1013. Cost index of 75. I forget what we filed. Let's see. Fetch from server. What did we file? We filed flight level 380. Not going to be going all the way up there. Let's see. Phoenix departures approach. We're going to expect 26 for departure. So let's do this proper. Pop you out. Put you into plan mode. Constraint mode is on. And we are on the Firebird 1. What happened to P3D? I just joined. I'm sorry, man. We just had some issues. We had some issues with the stream, so we tried to do the flight factor. That also gave us issues, so we're handy, dandy, trusty TolissA. So here's the Firebird 1 out to Mohawk transition. From Mohawk, we're going to pick up the airway, which is J2, or Jet 2. And that's going to take us to Hogs, Hotel Oscar Golf Golf Zulu. And so, funny enough, I'll be going into San Diego next week as well, and Phoenix. So this is good for me. Hogs and a lucky one. So arrival, we're going to do the load 27 off of the lucky one. We'll load it via Lindy, Hogs transition, connect it all. Let's take a look here. What do we got? You ever flown the A318? No, I have not. I've not flown the A318, and I don't know if anybody does. In the U.S. anyway anymore. There's our flight plan. That looks really good. 280 miles, short flight. Not bad at all. All right, a diff strip, our secondary. Here we go. Remember, we're going to load in our return in case we have an engine problem or any type of failure that would cause us to come back to the departure airport. We're going to load that in here right now and get it out of the box. We are on the TolissA. We do have failures. If we do have to come back, I want the longest dry runway. That's runway 26. I'm going to insert that again back to secondary. And did I load the arrival? Oh, I did. I already loaded the ILS 26. There we go. And the last, so you click it 3 times. Do secondary to initialize, secondary to put in the approach, and the secondary to put in the perf data. And the only perf data we care about on our secondary is the approach data, which is right here on the top of the McDo. So we're going to put in the proper environmentals, 29er, 79er, temperature outside on the 41. Seriously? No. No, temperature is 19. Match real world conditions. Temperature 18. And this is saying that it's picking up 41C outside. Well, that's interesting. We're going to put 19 here. That's 41. Jeez. We're cooking. And we don't care about a wind component because we don't want to have any additional performance. We want a worst case scenario. And for the DA, I'm just going to put 200 in there in the MDA. All right, so our secondary is set. Our rad nav, there's really nothing that you need to. You could put PXR in there, which I'll do just because it is back to work stream. So we're working through our diff strip. That's R, and then now back to initialization B. And with our current load here, let's just do everything here. We're going to do 1 plus F. We'll do Toga because I don't know if it's actually 41 or not in the sim. So if you use a flex, well, that's 70. So, but I don't know where it's getting its temperature from. So to be safe, we're going to do Toga thrust. DJ Thomas, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Appreciate it, man. So what's interesting is my Streamlabs is giving me an issue with audio. Is the audio okay for you guys? Let me know. It seems to be locking up for some reason, but I think it just might be my Streamlabs. So here we go. Zero fuel weight is 55.4, and I know this is before the update. 55.4 and 31.7. So this is a slightly out of date 319. Block fuel 5.0 and kilos. That should give us plenty of gas. Oh yeah, 40, 50 hour plus probably of extra gas. So that's good. And B is done. And our perf, our speeds for Toga thrust off of Phoenix 26. We got 132, 132, and 136. Transition out to is 18,000 feet. We're going to be doing a flaps 1 takeoff. No flex, no shift, full length 26. Audio is good, awesome. 2 Tons of Love said, does X-Enviro have historical weather similar to Active Sky? I don't believe it does. Oh, you know what I have running in the background? I've got Active Sky running too from let's clear that up so my computer doesn't melt. Got that off, we don't need that. And Sim Toolkit Pro, current flight, we need to go to our dashboard and let's create a new plan. Load latest from SimBrief. I will check that out after we get everything else loaded, but that looks good. Those are good. Those are good. We're still 2 minutes to align, and let's get our radios on here. And we got I don't think anybody's on. Oh, Phoenix Ground is on. Awesome. Phoenix Ground is online. 3255. We'll give them a call. $32.55, and then Albuquerque Center will eventually talk to us, which will be $27.85. So I'm going to put that in the standby. $27.85, and where COM 1 is aligned, let's pull up our departures so we don't get thrown for a loop. Firebird 1, I'm going to get my pen ready, and let's give these guys a call. Oh, you know what, I need to set a push to talk, I believe. There we go. Phoenix Ground, good afternoon. It's Cactus 1013, looking to pick up our IFR to San Diego.
Hey, Cactus, DHL 2984. Phoenix Ground is working on some audio issues. Supposed to get back to us quickly.
All right, cool. No worries, man. Thanks. We'll just stand by then. I love it when everything works.
Yes, work copy. Affirm on the standby. Over, Roger.
I love it when everything works.
Calling second. Disregard.
All right, so they're closing up the doors. 1 minute on them. DJ Thomas, thank you for the $5 donation, man. He says, thanks, V1. Glad to hear you get back to work. DJ, thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. Yes, I am glad to be going back as well. So it's kind of interesting. I have a ground school I go to first, and then I have to do a landing sim to be current again, and then I do a couple trips, and then in the middle of the month I have like an oral exam, and then I have a full-blown warm-up PC, and then I have EET. I've got like 3 different sims I got to do later in the month. So we're going to continue to do back-to-work streams, and we'll do our engine failure stuff, our V1 cuts, and all of that in the middle of the month of January. But right now we're just trying to get our procedures back in, trying to get back in the flow. Speaking of, let me get my checklist out here so I can read you guys the checklist. If it even loads up, I think I'm going to be locked out. And Phoenix Crown Cactus 1013, are you guys back online? Guess not. All right, doors closed up. Everything else is good. Let's look at our departure here. What we can do is we can even probably push back and start up and see how that works. So we're top altitude is 8,000 feet here. Let me do a departure briefing for you guys. Let me get this set up over here. And checklist is up. All right, so let's do a departure brief. It's going to be a left seat departure today. We're going to be taking off runway 26 here out of Phoenix Sky Harbor. Long drive runway, 11,400 feet available for landing. We're planning on taking off on the Firebird 1 RNAV departure. Not really any restrictions on the SID for us going westbound. The only one that we have taken off 26 is going to be at or above 1635 there before we make the left turn out to JUTAC. That shouldn't be a problem. Moderately loaded A319 for tail strike avoidance. If we do have an engine fire failure on the runway, it'll be my decision to abort. And I'll go through my spiel. You guys don't need to hear all that stuff. I'm not exactly sure how safety sensitive that stuff is. I don't really think it is. And then the first officer goes through his spiel about what he would do. And that's all I got. Any questions? No questions. Okay, so we are pretty much ready to go here. Everything is set. Why do I have the Star of David on my departure NV here? Okay, no, I thought we had some funky drawing there. It looks good. Everything looks good. 29 or 79 or 8,000 top altitude. Let's plan our pushback.
Phoenix Ground American 1431.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
1431 is still calling to get out of here. I believe he's the guy next to us.
American 1431, DHL 2984, Phoenix Ground is offline temporarily. Supposedly will come back on shortly.
All right, so we got a small ground delay here. That seems pretty normal. Max Frank, what's up, man?
Do you want me to contact Albuquerque Center because I was going to request IFR clearance?
actually a good idea.
2984, I spoke with him a few minutes ago, but yeah, you might try giving him a ring and check it back on ground.
Not if I do it first. Hey, uh-oh, why can't I transmit? Albuquerque Center, good afternoon. Cactus 1013 on the ground over here in Phoenix Sky Harbor, looking to get our IFR to San Diego.
Cactus 1013, I would have sent you a pre-departure clearance via private message. Did you not get that?
Negative. We don't have one. We can, if you send it again, we had a, negative. Well, we don't have one here. Maybe if you send it again, I know I had to switch clients for VATSIM.
Cactus 1013, not a problem. I'll resend it to you over private message, and when you're ready to call, ready to taxi, call ground 13255. They're online now.
Okay, great. We'll give them a call, and I'll be awaiting PDC Cactus 1013. Thanks. There it is. There is our PDC. All right, here we go. Equipment A320 approved route. Firebird 1 Mohawk.
Good afternoon. Again, American 1431 IFR.
American's
Just hearing dead airspace.
Altitude restriction maintain 8,000 feet. Expect 380 after departure. Approach frequency 27.8. Squawk 4221.
I'm going to switch over to center, see what they do.
4221.
Any aircraft on Phoenix ground, can you hear me?
Turn one. Yeah, that's in front of Cactus 1039. I got Phoenix ground loud and clear.
Okay, roger. Had some computer issues, got it figured out. Now, any aircraft looking for clearance or a taxi, just stand by one. I got a lot of issues to figure out here.
All right, 4221 is in the squawk. We've got it turned on at the gate for VATSIM purposes. That is good. There we go. Climb, everything else. Let me just make sure.
Hey, is anybody looking for clearance at this time?
Maintain 8,000. All right. So we got everything. Let's go ahead and push back.
DHL
Run a
2984
checklist.
Phoenix ground. Hello, we're clear to the San Diego Lindbergh Airport via the. Actually, hold on 1 second. I cannot give you direct VFR to the San Diego Lindbergh Airport. Would you like me to fix that for you?
Somebody want to try VFR into Lindbergh?
Go ahead and let me think about that for 1 minute. You can get to the other guys. Thank you.
Roger.
I want to see if I can change my SIM here. New plan, latest from SIM brief. You know what? Let me
Phoenix ground. American 493 IFR, San Diego.
so we get our progress bar up. We're waiting for
American 493 Phoenix ground. Good afternoon. You're cleared to the San Diego Airport. Firebird 1 departure mode. Transition done as filed. Maintain 8,000. Expect flight level 280. 3 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.85. Squawk 0744.
All right, we should be good to go now.
Heart clear to San Diego. Firebird 1 Mohawk.
All right, here we go. Let's run a checklist and get out of here.
For departure. Departure C127.85.
Before start checklist, maintenance long tail number that's on board check. Cockpit prep that's been completed. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs on an auto. Actually, no, they're not. Signs
Taxi. American 493.
on auto. Let's actually do my flow here.
Phoenix
I don't
ground.
know, 8 ears, nav, fuel. 4.2 required, 4.9 on board. Altimeter is 2979 are set. EFB is checked. Windows, doors, and slides. Closing arm. Beacon is coming on. Thirst level zero. Parking brake is off. You're clear to push.
Onto taxiway Delta is approved. Tail to the west.
Push Delta tail west of southwest 674.
Thinker Matt says look out for American 1175. I'm about 100 miles out from Albuquerque Center going to Philadelphia to LA. That's a long one.
Anybody else looking for clearance right now?
Dave H, welcome to Private Pilot. Robert S, welcome to Private Pilot. Guys, thank you for joining the channel. Exclamation point member, or exclamation point welcome in chat if you want to.
American 2175, Phoenix ground, good afternoon.
Well, I'm just about ready to drop the podcast for November and December, so you guys will have access to that. Appreciate you guys joining the channel. Welcome aboard, guys.
Departure frequency, or maintain 8,000. Expect flight level 350, 3 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.85 and squawk 0713.
Down.
Okay, American 2175, clear to Montana Airport. He has a strong 1 departure transition.
All right, let's go ahead and fire him up. What do you say?
Final 2785 on departure, 2713 on the squawk, American 2175.
We got bleed pressure.
American 2175, recheck is correct. Push and start at your discretion. Call for taxi.
Start
25 for
chrono.
departure.
BSS for the win. Here we go.
UPS 68 Heavy, are you expecting 7 left or 7 right for departure today?
Either one works.
Okay, just give me 1 minute to coordinate you with center, and then I'll get back.
Robert S. Exclamation point, welcome myself. There you go, man. Awesome, guys. Yeah, if you aren't familiar, you can also sync your Discord. If you use Discord to your YouTube channel, and then you'll gain access to the If You Want After Dark channel on the Discord as well. So, a couple new perks for sure. Glad to have you guys. Glad to have all new members. Let me get those good emojis too.
Clear about 25 right.
We got a good start on engine 1. I don't know if it's going to be busy or not, so we're going to do a single engine taxi. Yellow electric pump is on. APU bleed is off.
Southwest 314, taxi Echo and Delta 10 to the ramp.
Flaps 1.
Echo Delta 10.
Oh, BSS for the win.
Phoenix ground, American 2874.
ATC is a little loud.
Spot,
Always is. Let me
Lima,
try to
looking
continue
for
to
taxi
crank it
25
down.
right with Papa.
Turning it down on all my different settings here.
American 2874.
American 2874, Phoenix ground, taxi runway 25 right, use Charlie Romeo.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the smooth push, man. We'll see you next time.
American 1168, right behind me, American 2874.
Ah, American 1431, push right in front of me.
25 right with Papa.
I'll do an after start. Engine anti-ice is off. Yellow electric pump is off. Rotor trim is 0. After start check is complete. We'll put that back into neutral. We'll leave the APU on because we need it to do our engine start. This should be on over here. What's going on over here? Where are we at? First officer, Phantom 320, missed that in his cockpit preparation checklist.
American 493.
Is X-Enviro really worth the $70 price tag? I don't have enough time to give you a full-blown answer yet. Maybe halfway through this flight we'll know. Commander Gina Houghton, what is going on? Welcome to the stream, dude. We just pushed back from the gate. We are going to plan our taxi out here as well. We'll ride a Papa, probably 26.
74 Phoenix ground, taxi Delta 13, Echo 13, and 25 right. Connect
Some either Charlie 11, Bravo 12, Bravo, something like that. It's going to get us to 26. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a little bit.
UPS 68
Make
Heavy,
sure
I got
my tiller still works. Yep.
confirmed with you. You can taxi runway
That's fine
25
for
left
the
to your
win.
hotel and hold short 25 right.
Look at that MD-80.
700
American 2874. You're a hero, my friend. I wonder if I should be that guy and swing over to November and call for taxi. I'm gonna swing over to November, and if he doesn't call, he probably wouldn't miss me.
Go ahead.
We got this up in the park 726, so we can get 25 right.
American 1842 is going to be 25 right for departure today, sir, unless you need something different.
Just clearing it up with you. We'll expect 25 right there.
So we're gonna be spot November.
Last aircraft calling, I hear you about a 2x5.
November with Oscar.
Southwest 924, Phoenix ground, I hear you good now. You're clear to the Burbank Airport via the King to departure
Burbank.
harbor transition.
That's a little aggressive.
Let's see here. Maintain 8,000, expect flight level 380, 3 minutes after departure frequency 127.85, squawk 0722.
Flying Guitar says I don't have a line the perks of cargo at Phoenix. You got it, man. It is probably Phantom in that MD-80 slam. And we're gonna need 26.
Southwest 924, read attack is correct. Push and start at your discretion, call for taxi, expect 25 left for departure.
Good afternoon. It's Cactus 1013. We're spot November with Oscar. Taxi request runway 26 for performance.
Okay, Roger. I got 2 aircraft calling at the same time. Cactus 1013, go ahead.
Yeah, Cactus 1013. We're spot November. Ready to taxi with information. Oscar request 26 for performance.
Cactus 1013 sounds good. You can taxi to runway 26 via Charlie 11 and Bravo.
26 via Charlie 11 Bravo, Cactus 1013. All right, that's a trick right there. If you don't want to go all the way around and give them that performance. So Charlie 11 Bravo, 26, taxi lights coming on.
American 1842, Phoenix ground taxi 25 right via Charlie Romeo.
Charlie Romeo for American 1431.
American 2874, tax.
Can I raise my voice? I can raise my voice a little bit. Give me a second there. All right, what did he say? Charlie 11 Bravo. So probably should look left and look right. And there's no line on 26, so we should probably get this engine started. Yellow electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. I can hear the APU now. We do have bleed pressure. Cranking engine 2.
American 1168, Contact up 30 center now with 7.85.
Cactus for the steel. You got it, man.
Thanks, American 1168.
Which aircraft did I use when I have my thermal printer? That's the FS Labs Airbus. So unfortunately,
Cactus 1013, Contact up 30 center with 7.85 and direct flight.
2785, you have a good one, Cactus 1013. We had a P3D issue today, so we were not able to do the old FS Labs, unfortunately. But we'll be back in the FS Labs. Don't worry, we're not done with FS Labs.
Correction, American 2874.
That's a good start on 2. We're going to start the clock. He technically said Bravo, so we'll go all the way to the end here. For the performance on the longest runway with the Hot Dog 319 single engine takeoff. Now we got to fire. We're not doing a single engine takeoff. Oh, we start engine 1 first? Yeah, man, because if you never know if you need a line or not out front. If you got a single engine taxi, you're good to go. If you don't need a single engine taxi, you just fire up number 2. So this is kind of a tricky one here. Bravo 13 is technically the end of the runway, so we're gonna sneak in here. Although he did say Bravo, but I'm pretty sure no harm, no foul here. All right, we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna run a couple checklists, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right. Let's do a flight control, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left,
GPS 68 heavy,
full right,
you on frequency?
neutral. All right, and we should have done an after start checklist after we started that second engine. That's on me. Engine anti-ice is off. Yellow electric pump is off. And
Perfectly fine. GPS 68 heavy, roger. Just hold short 25 left and advise when you're fully ready.
road trim 0. After start check is complete. All right, so before takeoff, gross weight comparison is complete. We're 60 tons. Pitch trim, 0.3%. CG set. V1, VR, V2, flex. I got 132, 132, 136, no flex. Flaps, config, 1 plus F. Flight instruments, they are checked. Flight controls, checked. ECAM memo, takeoff. Oops. This is why we're doing this, man. I got to get back in the group, although this is the FO's job here. He didn't even do anything after his Phantom. That was a terrible after start flow there for Phantom 320. So then we go there, and cabin check, and auto brakes max.
Southwest 1127, Sky
Jeez,
Harbor
this is why we do these
is,
streams.
2 o'clock, correction, 1
All right.
17 miles, the evidence site.
ECAM memo, takeoff, all green. ECAM status check, PWS is auto. TCAS code set, TRA cabin crew advised, mini brief is complete. Takeoff runway, I got runway 26 confirmed. Fuel, 4.2 required, 4.8 on board. Engine mode selector is normal, bleeds and packs are set. Before takeoff checklist is complete. We are ready to go. There's 2-minute warm-ups, 2:30, so we're good to go. I will update the title, Fly Guy 1. I will update the title, man, for sure.
Yeah, you're not showing us online on my side anyway.
I am using X and Dyro. That is correct.
And doesn't show that I'm as a server right now. It says I'm connected.
Look at the train going over. That's so cool. That's pretty sweet.
Southwest 1444, just gonna disconnect and
now we're 26.
Roger, no problem. And whenever you do get it sorted out, Albuquerque ground's online 121.9.
Southwest 44, thanks.
And Albuquerque Center, Cactus 1013, hold short 26, ready for departure.
Cactus 1013, Roger, hold short, it'll be a couple minutes here.
Roger, we'll hold short, Cactus 1013. Alright, so we're going to hold short, 4.2 is our min. Hey, we got somebody behind us there, that's cool. I guess I'm going to turn off these labels. Let's do that. Man, X-Plane can still get it done. It can still compete. Phantom is slacking, you got it, man. Fly Guy says I was going to say this is P3D. Yeah, so unfortunately, the guys that were coming for the P3D stream, we had an object collision at the gate. Couldn't get Streamlabs to pick up P3D, so we junked it. I didn't want to reset the entire stream, so we're just going to go. We're just going to go with X-Plane today.
American 1431 if you're on frequency. Are you on frequency? Donation.
HJM coming in with a monster donation. Thank you, sir. Why aren't my alerts going off? There they go. HJM.
Passing through 5,000.
I'm getting all these donations late. HJM donated $26. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And then, what did you say? He said, big fan of the channel. Hope you and your family had a good Christmas. I hope 2021 brings more flying for you and streams. HJM, thank you so much, man. I apologize for missing your donation there. My Streamlabs is just being super funky today. But I appreciate your support on the channel. I hope you and your family had a good Christmas as well, and I wish you a very happy New Year. Robert S., $2. Butter or go around. Thank you so much for the support, Robert. Butter or go around. We'll have to see, man. We are trying to be BackToWork professionals today, so we're trying to be by the book. We'll see. I'll try to get a butter, but no promises, no guarantees. Sin City, that's you behind me? That's awesome, man.
Delta 113, leaving my airspace, Denver Center offline, frequency change approved. Have a good one.
Alright, so our checklist is complete. We're going off the Firebird 1. So we don't need this anymore unless we have an air return. Kind of bad luck to close that tab before you actually leave the vicinity. But this is an interesting depiction here. So the star, excuse me, the star are waypoints. That's how it depicts waypoints. But the star with the circle, this is what's called a flyover waypoint. You are required to fly over this waypoint. That's why you can see, like JUTAC doesn't have that weird squiggly line. You basically the airplane's going to calculate a lead turn. You're going to turn left, but they want you to overfly this waypoint, and they even have that depicted there. Shows the little S turn back on course. So WETAL is a fly over waypoint, not a flyby waypoint. Almost all waypoints you see are going to be flybys. Like you see, these are all flyby waypoints. Airplane will calculate a lead turn, but WETAL is a flyover. And just looking at the chart, my only assumption is I guess this might have to do something with terrain clearance. They want you on this side of the hill here. I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine my first guess, just looking at this chart, it has something to do with terrain.
26017, runway 26, clear to land.
Sam says they gave me 25 left at Hotel 7, very short, but it's the 8300. You got it, Sam.
One landing on runway 26, then I'll start getting you guys over there.
Roger that. Cactus 1013, thank you. Which Phoenix add-on am I using? I'm using a Payware Phoenix. I believe it is...
American 1431, runway 25, right, clear for takeoff.
I don't know. Does Flightbeam make one for X-Plane? I think it might be the Flightbeam Phoenix. This is a Payware Phoenix. I did have the Mr. X Phoenix for a very long time, which is a fantastic one. But this Phoenix is pretty sweet too. I mean, this got the train going up and down here. Looks like we got American 321 taking off, a Southwest coming out. There's us in the 319, another Airbus, another couple Airbuses. Look at the Airbus fleets for sure. Southwest, all right, I give it to you. It is a hub, 7.3, but a lot of Airbuses on this. But this is a pretty sweet airport. I do enjoy this airport a lot. I did not know that. I thought all waypoints were fly-over waypoints. Nope. Only the ones with the circles on the JEP charts, calculated by the JEP charts. Nimbus. Thank you, Slam. It is Nimbus. He said he got somebody landing on 26. I see him. I think I saw him. Barely make him out. In 720p, you're probably just looking at a pixel out there. I can kind of see somebody coming in. Shaquille Oatmeal coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the support, continued support on the channel, Shaquille. He says, family recipe, apple pie shine with your name on it here in Charlotte. Shaquille, noted, my friend. Absolutely noted. Apple pie shine with your name on it. That sounds like one hell of a time, my friend. That is duly noted, Shaquille. Thanks for the support again, my friend. Appreciate it, dude. E-Boss says, is crosswind landing realistic in X-plane, or is it a bit off in your opinion? It is a bit off, for sure. It is, winds in X-plane seem to be a little bit, I say a little bit, but they're actually substantially over-exaggerated. And I don't know if it's a combination of ground effect or what, but you seem to lose your rudder authority more than you would in a real airplane. And for GA stuff, in all fairness, I really haven't done a lot of crosswind landings in GA airplanes and X-plane, but just from doing it in the Airbus and a couple of the airliners, I can tell that the crosswind is over-exaggerated. Because my muscle memory, we'll find out here pretty soon, but my muscle memory for landing does not normally require as much rudder as you have to do as an X-plane.
Cactus 1013, runway 26, line up and wait.
Runway 26, I'll line up and wait, Cactus 1013. Let's wait for that guy to fly over us there.
Cactus 1013, runway 26, line up and wait.
Runway 26, line up and wait, Cactus 1013. Alright, here we go. I just wanted to extend those, I didn't want to turn them on. Southwest is down over there. I wanted to catch his landing, but I was a little slow on those lights.
Southwest 1127.
Someone needs to make a panel, literally just this panel right here, and sell it. I would buy it in a heartbeat. Because turning on lights in X-plane is the hardest thing to do, I think. Your donation thing is bugging out. It's lagging. We're moving between donations on top. Yeah, I see that too. I see that. I don't know what my Streamlabs is just. It's not being awesome today, man.
ABS 68 heavy radar contact. Climb maintain flight level tree 40.
Look at that. Piss poor lineup, huh?
Southwest 924. Caution wait turbulence. Airbus 300 just departed to the left side 2 minutes ago with 26017 runway 25 right.
I'll play with the Streamlabs when we get up in flight. I don't know why it's bugging out like that.
Record 2175, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Alright, well, we just gave up a ton of runway, but we got 11,000.
You'll be next to go in about 60 seconds.
Roger that, Cactus 1013, thank you. And it's still...
Cactus 1013, you got a bit of a sticky mic there. About 3 seconds after you're finished transmitting, it continues on.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Cactus 1013, Roger, will be next to go. I don't know why. Could that be X Enviro doing that? Oh. Sticky mic, there we go. What is going on? Let me try something. Let me see if this fixes things. I'm just curious. It may be lagging my computer so bad. Power frame. We got 34 frames. It might have been X Enviro.
Southwest 924, thanks for your contact. Climbing here, flight level 2380.
Nope, it's still bugging out on top. That's interesting. All right.
Cactus 1013, runway 26, clear for takeoff, wind 26017.
26, clear for takeoff, cactus 1013. All right, here we go, guys. Nose forward on the stick, spool them up 50.
American 20, American 1842, runway 26, land away.
Here we go. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. 80 knots, thrust set.
Donation.
Brian Harris. I'll get that in a second. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Zero.
Number 30 Center, November 14188, permission to step away from flight set.
Got the Chronos.
November 188, approved to report back.
Start the turn, just do a flyby.
14188.
Oh, that was right through there.
The upper yield limiter when you needed 2986.
Turn down X-plane a little bit. Acceleration altitude. Positive trend in airspeed. There we go. Start bringing it back. Thrust climb auto thrust. A little choppy coming out of here. A little bit of chop. Goodbye, Phoenix. I miss the old school airlines. You and me both, man. You and me both. So you can see here, JUTAC is what we were talking about. Here's that lead turn. Airbus is going to do a smart turn here. But WETAL, it's going to fly over WETAL. And you can see it even has that correctly simulated there. So hats off TolissA. Here comes our retraction. Lap 0 after takeoff checklist.
November 14188 is back to calm. November 188, roger.
That's what the bird saw. We'll load up X Enviro here in just a second. I want to see. I'm going to show you guys the difference in performance. Getting almost 50 frames right now. Guarantee you will be in the 20s when I turn on X Enviro. After takeoff checklist is complete. And we're just going to monitor this departure here. We are 5.5 climbing 8,000. No restriction here. We do want to make sure we clear WETAL. Probably should have terrain mode on. Just taking off out of here. I'll move this over. And I'm trying to see why they have that a fly. Yeah, it's got to be terrain. I don't know. My guess is it's terrain oriented, why that's a fly overweight point. Maybe Phantom 320 again. Brian Harris, thank you for the $5 donation, man. He says,
Cactus 1013, climb maintain flight level 380, just confirm the passing altitude.
all right, we're 7,000. We'll climb flight level 380, Cactus 1013.
Cactus 1013, thanks for your contact.
All right, thrust climb open, climb up to 38. We're not going to go all the way there. But Brian Harris says, JTO for your Streamlabs. Welcome back, Captain. Brian Harris, I need that JTO right now for my Streamlabs. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for your support. Is this the U.S. Airways Retro? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'll turn it down here just a little bit, and I'll go outside. Turn that down. How's that? Retro U.S. Airways, man. We need more retro liveries, I agree. This one with the IAEs just looks so good. This is probably my favorite 319 livery.
Cactus 1013, clear direct hogs.
Clear direct to hogs, Cactus 1013. So I've noticed my mic isn't lagging when I have X Enviro off. That's interesting. All right, direct to hogs. This is how we do it in the real airplane. I would pull it up since I'm pilot flying, and you'd zoom out, make sure it is the correct hogs. That's way down the line. You concur, I concur, and we go direct to and nav in. And check out this wing shot here going over the mountain. Can your next flight factor, or can your next FF320 flight be in the JetBlue Retrojet? Ooh, one of my favorites, Golden State. I think the next flight factor will have to be some type of retro livery. I'll check it out, man. I'll check it out. I got to update that plane, apparently. I tried to load it in earlier. Niels, what's up? He says, blue skies and Happy New Year, captains. If I had known this sooner, I wouldn't sit beyond my way to Paris. You got it, man. Niels, same to you, my friend. Tried to disconnect SimLink by Navigraph and watch your PC performance. Disconnect SimLink by Navigraph. So are you talking about this? Like disconnect that? How would I do that? I'm curious. All right, there's 10,000, a little past it. We'll turn that off, turn the wing lights off, ding the flight attendants, let them know we're out of 10, we're out of 12. Let me just make sure my sound for XP realistic. Yeah, that's not wind noise. That is just BSS wind noise there. So let's go here, sound 3D. Let's turn down weather. There we go. Let's turn that down a little bit. 340 on the climb out. We're not going to go all the way to 380. That's, I mean, look at that. We'd climb all the way up there. I'm going to come back to 310.
We're going to assign the grid 3 departure or the Largo departure.
And then I'm going to request like 240 for a final.
Southwest 1444,
No, the SimLink plugin in your taskbar. SimLink plugin in my taskbar.
Okay, ground just change your flight plan. So
I don't think I have one of
yellow
those.
Transition, and then from there, where?
You mean I have Sim Toolkit Pro. I don't have SimLink in my taskbar.
Are you able an arrival in Vegas?
Oh, plugin manager, untick SimLink Navigraph plugin.
1444, that'll work.
Okay, we'll sort that out in flight. I just want to confirm because your flight plan showed something different. But nonetheless, Southwest 1444 on departure, turn left.
Skunkcraft, Smart Sim Toolkit Pro connector. Is it this one?
Southwest 1444, fly heading 310 after departure, and clear for takeoff. I think the reason that there's no flight plan in there is because my internet is connected.
So I wonder if I disconnect that, will that turn off the SimLink? I can turn it off. I can also turn off this donation thing. I don't know why it's being so bugged out. I'm just going to turn it off for this stream. And Albuquerque, Cactus 1013.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know why our dispatcher followed us all the way up to 38. Can we maybe go at 24 or something lower?
What do you want?
Yeah, we'd like to do 24.
Cactus 1013, climb maintain flight level 240.
Climb maintain flight level 240, Cactus 1013. All right, 240, there's 18,000, set standard. Standard set 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and close this. And let's pull up, let's start looking at San Diego, because we do want to make sure we are fully prepped for that. This is a back to work stream, so we're going to go through all these steps here. Airport, we're going to need the 10.9 page. We're also going to need the arrival, which is the lucky one. And we're also going to need the approach, which is the Loc 27 approach into San Diego. So on a short flight like this, I'm definitely going to start prepping the approach phase well out. And since we're out of 10,000 feet, what I should have done is we would call clear and copy. You clear your RadNav page, you go to secondary, copy active, and then be done. So that's what we call the clear and copy out of 10,000 as well. So I missed that one. But that's why we're doing these streams. So we're clear and copied, we're out of 10, we're at 20, climbing 240. And let me just make sure 240, we're going to update our cruise altitude here. Final cruise is 240. Let's put in KSAN. It doesn't look like you have Navigraph. Yeah, I don't have the Navigraph connector. I mean, we're getting 35, 38 frames here. I'm all right with that. I'll turn on X Enviro and I'll show you what happens to my frames as soon as we level off in cruise. Let me get through some of this stuff here. So we're going to put you back into plan mode. We're going to pull up this. We'll make this a little bit bigger. Zoom down. And let's look at the arrival here. So the lucky one, we're going direct to Hogs. So Hogs is over here. After Hogs, Cibola, Karma, SOPI. SOPI is where we get our first restriction between 24 and 26. That's in the box. compo between 19 and 23, that's in the box. Everything is looking good there. All the way down Vida into the approach. So here's where sometimes you'll get a weird disconnect here on the real airplane, but this looks good. Lindy, Vida, you just want to make sure that is all part of the arrival. You do have them all in there. That looks good. So that's going to lead us into our localizer approach. Now we'll probably be doing a practice approach because the weather in San Diego right now is gusting 23, 8 light rain, 8 statute miles. Let me make sure we do have real weather on. Yeah, we do have real weather on. Resume flight. So hopefully we'll get to see some rain on the way in there.
Cactus 1013, what's your plan? Mach speed at 240 there.
We're going to be doing 7/8 for Cactus 1013.
Cactus 1013, roger. Recommend you do much less, 0.7 preferably. You'll be out on the airspace to really care, but you currently have about 80 knots to gain on the traffic in front.
Okay, roger that. We'll pull it back to 7/0 for Cactus 1013. Thanks.
Roger. 7/0 is just a recommendation. I don't know what'll actually happen since LA's offline, but just be aware of that.
All right, roger that. Thanks, Cactus 1013. Why are we getting TA only on this here? We should be TARA.
Southwest 1444, confirm the passing altitude.
All right, so back to our localizer preparation here.
11,500.
All right, so coming in on the localizer, I have a full video explaining math and constant descents on everything on the localizer approach, and what I'll do, I'll probably put that in the description as well after I update the title of this video. But basically what we want to accomplish here as commercial pilots is you don't want to do step down flying if you can help it. So you can see Vida's at 4,000, then it's O'Kane, then it's CG, and then Rebo. Now you can technically go 4,000, then dial in 3,600, open descent, dive and drive. We call it dive and drive. Then dive and drive again, dive and drive again. But as a commercial pilot, you want to try to avoid that if possible. So we like to calculate a constant rate descent. So what we're going to do is it will all depend on what altitude we're coming in, and I don't think there's any ATC on in San Diego right now, which is fine. So we have to plan an approximate altitude at which we're going to start our constant descent. And I'm going to go ahead and just say 4,000 because that's Vida, that's the bottom of the arrival. This is a good safe bet here. So to calculate a constant rate of descent, we're going to take the altitude that we're going to be at, which is 4,000 feet, minus the altitude that we need to be at. This is a hard altitude. You see this says at or above 2,000. I mean, they're all hard altitudes, but this is final approach fixed altitude. You want to cross this at 2,000 feet here, Rebo. 2,000 or above, but ideally right at 2,000 feet. And it's also indicated here by this Maltese cross. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 4,000, subtract it from 2,000. That gives us 2,000. Times it by 3.
You still have a 70 knot gain on the traffic in front, but I'm guessing you're all talking to each other anyways. I'll leave it be. Frequency change approved. LA Center is offline. Have you go.
All right, frequency change approved. You have a good one, Cactus 1013. We'll see it. So I think it must be something to do with the winds.
Yes, sir.
2285. Or is it 22.8? Anyway, so 4 minus 2 is 2, times 3 is 6. So we're going to take our 2,000 times 3, that's 6 miles. I'm going to give myself 0.5 miles extra, so 6.5 miles from Rebo. If I am at 4,000 feet on a 3-degree path, that's why I multiplied it by 3, that's when I'm going to start down. Now the Airbus has the handy-dandy flight path angle here. What we can do is we could actually dial in our flight path angle. So you could see here as I'm scrolling, when I press this button over here, I switch it from heading track to vertical speed FPA. I can dial in a flight path angle that I want to fly. So I want to fly a 3-degree path from Vida to Rebo. If we start at around 6.5 miles at 3 degrees nose down, we should meet all of these altitudes or be slightly above them, which is safer. You cannot be below. If you're below, you're going to bust your check ride. You're going to lose it. 22.8, thank you. I don't know why I put 8.5 in there. 22.8. That's why I've been on leave, man. So this is going to be our tool when we get in close to the airport. Now, what I actually messed up on that video, and I see Dimitri posted the link for it. I appreciate you, man, for putting that up there. But on that approach, I actually continued a 3-degree path down to the runway, and I was a little bit high. I had to make a correction. We got down. We were fine and safe. I'm going to put that back to heading vertical speed here so I have a normal flight director bar. But you have to be careful when you're looking at your approaches. If you look at this one, this is actually a 3.5 degrees path from Rebo down to the runway or down to the VDP, visual descent point, or missed approach. The missed approach point is technically 1.3, but in all reality, if you're at your minimums, which are going to be 680 plus 50 for us, is going to put you, 700 something feet above the ground, right over the runway. That's not a normal position to land. So you're not going to be in a normal position. You can't dive and drive. So what you want to do is go 3.5. You want to get down to your VDP, and then you'll have enough time to continue your descent all the way down the runway. Now, I think we have plenty of visibility and ceiling, so we don't need to really worry about that too much because we should have the runway in sight when we get there. However, I'm just pointing it out to you, make sure you pay attention to your final approach path glide slope or descent angle. There's no glide slope on this. This is a pure localizer approach. And you can also tell this is a pure localizer because it does not say ILS or localizer. It just says LOP 27. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up a couple other things here in the cockpit. We're going to come to the overhead and we're going to put our glide slope mode into off. So on the GipWiz panel over here, glide slope mode off. We shouldn't be receiving any false glide slopes anyways because it is a true localizer approach. But I'm warning you, if you do an approach that says ILS or glide slope and you want to shoot the localizer, if you leave the glide slope mode off, it is possible to receive false glide slope signals, which could lead to confusion and it could lead to problems going on later down. Now we should be in normal flow here anyway, but wow, I can actually hear the packs changing, which not entirely. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, because we're on APU's off. So wow, sidetrack there. Sorry, we're in normal flow. But you do want to be careful about false glide slope readings. That's why we want to turn this off here for a localizer approach. All right, so we've got that set. Let's go ahead and set the rest of the descent data up here and enter destination data. That's what I'm going to do right now. Next phase, approach. So San Diego, according to this, is temperature of 14 degrees. Winds are 300 at 7 with gusts. That almost seems like there's some type of thunderstorm moving through the area, which is kind of weird for that area. Gusts up to 23. Altimeter down there is 29.97. That is set. Now we have to look at our approach again here for the MDA. Now we talked over and over about MDA and DH. An MDA, a minimum descent altitude, is a barometric minimum. So you're going to be looking at your barometric altitude right here. Twice is 240, be 680. Now, company specific, depending on who you work for, whatever, they may require an additive. For myself, where I work, we are required an additive of 50 feet if it's an MDA. The way you can remember that is MDA must do addition. So 680 plus 50, that's going to be 730, right? So we're going to put 730 here in our MDA box, which is our barometric minimums. If you were doing a DH or a decision height, that is a radar altitude or height above ground approach. But we're not worried about that. We're going to be doing our MDA. We put 730. We added 50 feet to 680. So that is set. All right. One other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put him into a LOP mode. He hasn't picked it up yet. So I will have the first officer in localizer mode over here on his ROSE navigation. So we will be backing up our lateral navigation as we fly this approach. Now I will get lateral navigation here on my PFD, but you can never be too careful. I have a little extra in the backup. So we're waiting for this to pop up. We got 730 in our minimums. We're going to do auto brakes low, and I think that is good. I'll clear the scratch pad message off of his flight plan, and I think that is pretty much good. We'll turn the seatbelt sign off. We'll let him run around here momentarily. Dimitri says, I think you need special authorization to use a decision height in this procedure. So, correct. In order to use a decision height or an M, so that, like I said, it's hard to blanket statement that, but you're going to, it's really going to be company specific. To use a decision height in general, you have to have certain equipment. Your aircraft has to be equipped with radar altimeters and fail-safe devices and things like that to do pure DH. Now, we use DH or DH minimums on Cat 2 approaches, Cat 3 approaches. So there are a time and a place for DH, but in this case, doing a non-precision, purely localizer approach, we're going to be using that MDA minimum. Now, if you were doing that decision height or MDH, your rad out is going to be 663. So height is the height above ground on your rad out, and this is what you're going to be, 663. So you can see there's a little bit of difference there. Field elevation is 17 feet, so that's pretty darn close. 17 plus 63, that's 680. So there's your difference. The only difference is the field elevation. We're taking into account field elevation. All right. If you were doing RNAV, let's see, RNAV 1 DME, IRU, or GPS required for procedure entry, runway 27 helicopter visibility, we're not worried about helicopter stuff, and we're not doing any procedure turn. So that looks good. I'm not seeing anybody on TCAS, which is kind of worrying me, but that is all set. Excuse me, I need to get some water here. Fuel 2.8 on landing, that looks good. Auto brakes low, full flaps. That is our planned approach. So let's pop outside, take a look at some ORBX HD, and here we go. Let me show you. So 66 FPS. So we're at 70 FPS. I'm going to turn on X Enviro. Those guys that are on the fence with X Enviro, check this out. So we're at 70 FPS, 66, 70 FPS. Andre, what's up, man? He says, V1, what if your cruise level actually lower than bottom arrival restriction? Like if you fly this approach on cruise, fly level 220. Oh, Andre, I see what you're saying. That's not a problem. Here we go. We're loading in the clouds here. We'll see it. We're going to see it drop down to 33. There's our wind. Our wind died off, apparently. 28 FPS. We'll try to rock. We'll rock X Enviro. Let me go outside. Pretty much cloud surfing. So what happens if your cruise altitude is lower? That's fine, Andre. You'll just delete the altitude restriction on that first waypoint. So in your example, if you were flying the arrival here and you were at 220, you would probably just delete this altitude restriction right here, on SOFI. You'd pull that up in the McDo, use the right select key, which is the right side, which is the vertical, and then delete that altitude restriction. And in the real airplane, you'll actually get an alert that says cruise level below path or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it says, but you will get an alert as well in the McDo in the real airplane that your cruise flight level is lower than the restriction already. And then that waypoint, SOFI, would actually be amber on your McDo and on your ND. Kmar says that was me on Phoenix Ground earlier. Sorry, I was having some cures. Hey, not a problem, man. Thank you so much for the ATC, man. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy the immersion, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Don't sweat the computer problems, man. We picked up our clearance from Albuquerque, and we got on with you with no problem at all, man. That's just real life. It happens in real life all the time. So don't sweat it. I appreciate you coming on and giving us some air traffic control. Dimitri says the white shed owner at Samos said he is waiting to plane spot you from his driveway anytime now. Dimitri, it's going to happen, man. A300 into Samos. It's happening. It's happening. We may have to dip into FS 2020 here just because I need some pure magic visuals, but I'm trying to do that. So here's my other question for you guys in chat before we have to start descending down is I'm tentatively thinking about doing a long haul over New Year's Eve. So we would take off in New York, pretty much be airborne as we cross. We'll hit midnight in New York, and then we'll continue to fly. And I don't know if I would do it in midnight. I might have to do like a 4 o'clock or something stream. And either way, it doesn't matter. I don't know what time yet, but take off from New York and fly all the way to like Seattle or Portland in the Neo, and we're going to cross different time zones and hopefully we'll hit a couple New Years. I got to look at the timing and see if I can get a route that way. But it would be kind of fun to fly through New Year's several different times on a flight on stream. That'd be one good way to get rid of 2020, I think. I got to see what the missus wants to do on New Year's Eve. It would definitely be a long stream flying westbound, transcon, but I think it'd be fun. Internet may completely tank out, but if I could figure out somehow, like I have it in my brain, but I got to actually look at a map and routing and see what how the times would work out between the time zones. But I think it would be fun to be in the New York time zone when that ball drops, and then be in the central time zone when it's midnight here. I'll probably have to fly all the way into 4 o'clock in the morning my time, but that's why we got Black Rifle coffee, and I just picked up 2 bags today. So, but that would be kind of fun to do, I think, in the Neo. I don't know. We'll see. That's just my tentative plan. 850 for the long haul. Oh, man. Don says, I will be in Vegas. Awesome, dude. Chasing the New Year. Love the idea. There you go, Golden State. That's what I was thinking, man. Kind of chasing the New Year. How are we doing on frames? So we're at 43 frames. Into the cockpit, look, we're going to drop down to 27. I bet you we would even lose. We'll see if we can even maintain, VATSIM here. All right, so we're approaching our bottom, or our top of descent. So the bottom on this is going to be Lindy at 5,000. Sometimes you can hit. Don't get caught up here. This is a gotcha here. 6,000. Some guys tune in. The bottom is actually 5,000 at Lindy. So we're going to dial in 5,000 feet. And I'm going to keep my speed 300 on the descent here. So before we start down, let's go next phase descent. We're going to do 0.70 or 300 on the speed in the descent just to keep it slow. I'm not seeing anybody on TCAS, which kind of makes me nervous. I know there's a bunch of guys out there. But that looks good. We're approaching 20 miles to top of descent. We'll park it. Oh, look at this wing view here. Oh, man, I don't know where to go. Oh, man, it's so pretty. We'll do it right here with this engine with the shadow and the reflection. By 2020 couldn't be soon enough. I hear you, man. Does X-Enviro have VATSIM injection? Brian, I don't know. Is that what would be causing with is that what would be causing an issue? I think it would be for the winds, right? Because my winds pretty much died off when I turned on X-Enviro. And UPS 68, he sent me a message. He said, sorry about the speed, must be active sky headwinds. Don't worry about it, man, but I think you're onto something, Sam. I think it is, if you're running active sky, I'm sure you have a headwind. I should have a headwind right now, but I turned on X-Enviro, my winds pretty much died. So, there you go. Abbott top hat action, Don. Yes, sir. Abbott top hat, oh, man. All right, 31 FPS, so we lost, what, 40 frames by turning on X-Enviro, 40 frames. All right, I'm going to run down and grab a water bottle, and we've pretty much set up for the approach. We're still waiting for that to auto-tune. We did clear and copy, so everything else looks good. What's out on this wing? Oops, how about this wing? There we go. We'll look at that for a minute. Actually, what was that? Hey, what was that? All right, thanks for the heads up, man. Yeah, I'm not showing anything here. I'll take a look at it.
I'm deleting the speeds to, I'm keeping an eye on the separation, hopefully we'll improve.
Why wouldn't he be showing on TCAS? That's on... Oh, do I need to do... Hold on. Transponder compatibility mode. Do I need compatibility mode? All right, we're approaching 5 miles. 6 miles. 5,000 is set. 7.0. We're going to push it in for manage. Push it in for manage. Out constraint star. Hats off to TolissA. We were at 24. So Andre, I don't know if you're still here, but this is a good one here. If you're at 24, I'm already at the bottom of SOFI. So I pushed for managed descent, but it caught it. It said alt constraint, and it has descent arm. There we go. It just flipped to descent. So as with the real airplane, it prevented me from going down on a managed descent there at SOFI. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we're on the descent. Oh, I can see him. Oh man. I can see that guy. I'm sorry for whoever's behind me, and whoever's slightly high and behind me. I got you in sight now, man. Sorry about that. I don't know why my TCAS isn't working.
You're good. I'm doing 329 in the descent.
Okay, roger that. Yeah, I just started down on the VNAV path, so I think we'll be all right. All right, I'm going to run out and grab a water bottle for this approach, and hopefully that guy doesn't crash into me. All right, we're back at it. I see that guy behind me there. Oh, look at this shot, though. This is why you run X Enviro. That is why you run X Enviro right there. Gotta put it on. Yeah, I think my transponder is on. I'll go auto. On. Let's just recycle it. Let's go transponder 2. Nope, that didn't do anything either. Is it because I'm in above mode? Neutral? I don't know. Weird. That's a cool shot right there. Coming in. All right. Sin City says that's why I called over the radio to let them know they were right on top of each other. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. I must have a bug with this one. Time to take a shortcut on the star, get away from the traffic. Says Cam 321. I'm gonna fly it as published. That way, they at least know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not gaining on them. We should be down. We'll be down. We'll vacate quick. So we're already on the descent. The sun from the light is reaching you at 10 FPS. Look at that. We're still holding 30 FPS, but I mean, it makes it beautiful. And if somebody wanted to see my X Enviro settings, real quick, let me do that. This is what I'm rocking: low, blur level all the way to 0. And I'm running. This is kind of what I'm running here on my color settings. I have no idea what the sound settings do. I don't know if they do much. Yeah, that's my settings. I'm sure you can pause that, redo it. So this is X Enviro on the low settings, and I still think it. I mean, it is a game changer visually, but man, let's see. 2909 I may turn it off because I'm not seeing any rain, and I want to fly into some rain. 2909 is set. That looks good. Did I get any response from Starlink? Gee, no, I did not. I did not yet. I just said thank you. We'll let you know if you have any, or if there's service in your area or something like that. But I did put my name in there, give my email and all that. So we'll see, man. It looks very promising for sure. Definitely looks very promising. All right, so we're starting down. It's starting to get a little bumpy here. We're turning the seatbelt sign on, ding the flight attendants. Overhead has been set. That is set. And, of course, we'd make our PA. Somebody was asking about P3D. Yeah, it didn't happen, unfortunately. We'll be back in P3D for the next Back to Work stream. I should have had object collisions off. I know better than that. And somebody spawned in, and we collided at the gate, and then all hell broke loose from there. But it is still your go-to Captain K X-Plane. The more time I spend in P3D, it makes me realize how glad I am that I went the X-Plane route initially out of FSX. Because it really is FSX with lipstick, you know. But I'm not knocking the planes on it. The planes on P3D are unrivaled. So you got to pick and choose your poison, man. If I was dedicated to P3D and I got rid of X-Plane, I got rid of FS 2020, I just put my heart and soul into P3D, I'm sure I'd get comfortable with it. I'd sink a lot of money into it. And I think I would probably eventually be happy, but I don't know how happy I would be after sinking that much money in that's required. Aleem says, I just took a screen cap of those settings and put them in the add-on discussion. Aleem, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good stuff, dude. I'll pin that when I get off the off stream, or one of the mods can pin it. Look at these windmills down here. That's awesome. What anti-aliasing setting are you running with X Enviro? The biggest FPS killer I used to 4X or higher, but can run higher clouds visual 2X. I believe I'm 4X or higher. Only I don't want to pause the sim because we got traffic right behind us, but I'm almost positive I'm 4X with MSAA or something. Is that what it is? Look at those windmills down there. They're really there in real life. I can't tell you how much this is. So this is ORBX HD, and it is spot on. I've done this arrival over 100 times, well over 100 times probably. And the mountains, the roads, the windmills are all where they're supposed to be. It's pretty incredible. ORBX HD, if you're looking, if you don't have Forkboy and you want to zhuzh up whatever it is, your sim, man, the ORBX sceneries are fantastic. Sculpture Shock says, I also gave up on P3 as well. It was too time consuming due to all the tweaking. Yep, it takes a lot of tweaking, man. It really does. And it is definitely expensive, like you said. You can see what the weather X Enviro thinks is at an airport. There is a menu item. Just type in the KO and search. Oh, well, let's check it out. Weather briefing. San Diego. Thank you. See, I'm few. Wow. At 28, 21, 10 miles, few at 3,400, scattered 46, 29905. All right. We'll go with that. All right, we're 10,000 feet here. Let's pay attention. There's Jack, 250 at 11. Please, oh, SoCal. Here we go. Please contact 24.5. Awesome. Shout out to SoCal for jumping on here.
Cactus 1549, radar contact, clear direct Seal Beach.
Cactus 1549.
Seal Beach, Southwest 1549.
Or Southwest 1549.
LA altimeter 2988.
Southwest 1549. That's criminal.
2988 and 25 left, Southwest 1549, thanks. Approach UPS 16, heavy is 11.7, descending to the 1 UPS 16.
There's 10.1. We're going through 10,000. I'm going to manually select 250 knots here. I'm also going to activate and confirm the approach phase. SoCal, good evening. Cactus 1013, we're 9.8, descending via the Lucky One.
Low altimeter at Lindbergh 2995, ident.
Oh, so my X Enviro lags my comms.
68 heavy radar contact.
That is so weird. Why would my X Enviro be lagging my X Pilot? And SoCal, it's Cactus 1013, 9.5, descending via the Lucky One. Good evening.
Cactus 1013, SoCal approach, hello, Lindbergh altimeter 2995. Radar contact, 30 miles, correction 25 miles south of Helium VOR. We'll work.
All right, so we are on. We're out of 10,000 feet. We're going to turn on those. Actually, no, we're not.
Cactus 1013, clear direct Lindy.
Direct to Lindy, Cactus 1013. All right.
local approach.
I will get it.
4211.
Mini speed brakes are out, direct to Lindy. I got to get in the habit of doing this. There's Lindy. Do you like it? FO says, yeah, I like it. Insert, confirm. You always want to verify before you move it. All right, so back to our approach real quick. Oh, looks like we're doing a descent announcement. So remember I said Rebo, about 6.5 miles from Rebo. If you're just picking up the stream, we did calculate our constant descent point. It's about 6.5 from Rebo. We want to start a 3-degree path down if we're cleared approach. Obviously, if we're getting vectored, that's a different story. We'll deal with that as it comes. But that 6.5 miles from Rebo, we could use DME to identify Rebo because it's 6.5, and then you add 6.5 to that. That's 13 from the localizer. You could do it that way, or real world, this is what I would do here. I'd come progress page and I would type in Rebo. And I'm going to put that right here. So now I have distance to Rebo, and I also have my vertical deviation here. I've got everything. At Lindy, clear localizer 27 approach, cactus 1013. All right, so at Lindy, we're cleared approach. So we're going to go ahead and turn that light on. And at Lindy, so we're looking good. So at Lindy, that's on the bottom of the arrival. So we're going to go Lindy, Vida, and we'll take it all the way down to 4,000 after Lindy. So we're looking good. So I put that in that progress page because when we get down there, I'll be able to see my vertical deviation and my distance on one page. So it's just a little handy tool there. Look at my frames tanking there, 23 FPS.
For 1417 November, runway 24 left, taxi to Echo.
Check CPU and load on PC. That was a good point. I normally have that up. Let me see. Right now, CPU is at 29%, GPU is at 99, so that's my 1070 bottlenecking and everything. CPU is 29, 35%, but that GPU is struggling.
4716 American Todos.
All right, there's 5,000 at Lindy. I'm going to go ahead and set 4. Oop, it went to vertical speed. You see that? That's not good. We'll set 5. We got across Lindy at 5 and 210 knots, so we'll dial it back. 210 knots. We're 20 on the tap, so we're not on icing. We're looking good. I'll probably be stopping.
We're not able to accept the ILS 25 left approach with tornado.
I'll probably have to ignore the chat here as we get in on this approach.
That is 1549, clear direct tornado, cross tornado, out of maintain 5.
What are your thoughts on MF Microsoft 2020? I think it's a beautiful sim, man. One of probably the most beautiful sim we have access to. But there's a lot left to be desired on the airplane side. I am going to be back in FS 2020 this week, though. We are going to be back in that fly-by-wire mod. I want to give it a shot. I haven't flown it in a while. They've been doing some updates on it, so we'll be back in that this week, maybe even tomorrow, depending on how things work out. Let's go ahead and get flaps 1 out there.
UPS 68 heavy at Lindy, cleared localizer 27 approach. At Lindy, cleared localizer 2.
All right, let's go down to 4,000. Wow, I need sunglasses. All right, down to 4,000. I'm gonna go ahead and help it out here, get a little speed brakes out. And Rebo, we're 8.5 now. So at 6.5, we're gonna do a 3-degree path in flight path angle mode. I'm also gonna try to dial this back to 180 here. So I got the speed brakes out. This is why I love the 319. We're level at 4,000 feet. I'm going to keep this up so I can keep my distance to Rebo. I'm going to go track FPA mode. I'm going to pre-select 3 degrees. Now, after 30 seconds or so, this will actually disappear, so you got to retwist it. I'm also going to set 2,000 here. And 6.7, 6.6, 6.5. There we go. Speed, flight path angle, 3 degrees nose down, VFE next -10. I'm going to go flaps 2. Because I'm adding flaps while I'm on a flight path angle, I'm going to anticipate a balloon, so I'm going to increase my 3-degree descent. Even though I said I would do 3 degrees, I'm going to do 3.5 here to catch up to it because of the balloon effect when you extend flaps. You can see I'm about 160 feet high, but I'm coming back down on it. We'll go ahead and get the speed brakes back in. All right, so we're getting back on our path. So here we go. Let's go right back to 3 degrees.
Cactus 1013, wind 20010, runway 27, clear land.
And we're going to capture the Loc. Runway 27.
Southwest 9432, taxi parking to Bravo.
My thing is delaying on me here. Runway 27, clear land, Cactus 1013. Thank you. All right, so we're coming up on about 2,400. We're looking good. We're 20 feet low. That's okay. Now remember, once we get past Rebo, I'm not going to look outside. That's cheating. Once we get past Rebo, it's a 3.5 degree path. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start configuring about 200 feet earlier. Manage speed. Gear down. Speed brakes armed. I'm going to spin 2,000 up out of the way because I don't want to level at 2,000 feet. If we level at 2,000 feet, it's going to mess up your whole descent. So we're looking good. We've passed our restriction CG. We're looking good. Rebo is at or above 2,000. We're getting a little bit low, so I'm going to just go ahead, as I add flaps here, watch this, it's probably going to balloon us back up. You can shallow this out a little bit here, 2.5. You really don't want to be playing with it too much. We'll get all the flaps in, arm those people back there. A little bit of balloon.
1842, traffic told 1 o'clock, same direction out of 4,000, heavy Airbus 300.
And 0.7 from Rebo, we want to be at 2,000. It's going to be close. Push the level off, so I kind of messed that one up just a tad. There it is, and here we go back down.
Southwest 9432, at San Diego, taxi runway 27.
3.5. And I'm going to go straight to 4 on this one. Straight to 4. And as it's come down, I'm going to go 3.5. I'm going to leave it. So we passed Rebo. Our missed approach altitude is set. And we are on the approach here in FPA mode. I'm going to go ahead and hand fire this as well. We're going to go autopilot off, flight directors off. And now, I just use my little tail here on the bird. So give me the bird in chat, give me the bird in chat. Because we got the bird, and this, you see where this vertical deviation dot is? If you can just park it right there on that top line in your barrel window, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be, right below that yellow line there.
The guy in front of you hasn't called me yet.
And we are cleared to land, so that goes up. And Phantom, why didn't you run the landing checklist? 10 for 10 fail for Phantoms in chat. Landing checklist, cabin crew advised, auto thrust is speed, ECAM memo, landing all green, landing checklist complete. We're clear to land 27,000 feet stable. Check. Here we go. That's a mouthful. But that's the workload on a localizer approach. So we're just going to continue. So we're 100 feet, we're 700 RA. Remember, our minimums were 720 on the Barrow. Now, the TolissA likes to give me a terrain alert here. I don't know why. You don't get it in the real airplane, though. So if we get a terrain jip whiz, we just have to deal with it. See, there it is. I don't know why it likes to do that. Must be a database error. All right, so there's our minimums. We got the runway in sight. We're 3 red, so I'm going to shallow this out here. Shallow it out a little bit. Don't need to level off. Just shallow it for a second. There we go. There we go. 2 whites, 2 reds. It is that 3.5 path. So now I'm visual with the VATSIM. Seem to be having a hard time keeping 2 whites. I'm right on that 1 white there. Shallow it out. There we go. There's 2 whites. Now it's a real habit to just drag it in here when you drop it down. Try not to drag it in. I know it's tempting to get that butter. Ooh, actually dropped 4 reds there. There we go. There's our 1 white. If you do 3 reds, I'm all right with that. There's our 2 whites, 2 reds. There's our 50. Tad high even.
40, 30, 20, retard. 10.
Spoilers! I had to set her down there. We were getting long. Reverse green. Decel. Yeah, we're long, so you normally make that turn right there. 60 feet, we got high. We were high. Stow 'em. So 60 feet, we were high. That's why I plopped her down. 300 on the VSI. I think we still nabbed that last touchdown mark, though. I think we're good. We'll go ahead and vacate here.
Dash 314, Localizer Approach, good day. Holding short runway.
My ND just failed.
That was 1549, the wind.
My ND just failed.
60 now, 13, gust 21, runway 25, left, clear land.
Wow. Hey, we're going to park next to that MD-80. Let's go ahead and get this primed up. Make sure you clear that. We're going in straight to the ramp area.
Dash 314, SoCal departure, hello. You need to refile your flight plan, please.
PFD died. Yeah, it did. I don't know why, man. That's TolissA failures for you. I love it.
314, squawk 4675.
All right, let's go ahead and clean it up.
4675 dash 314.
Cactus 1013, taxi gate via Bravo, good day.
Gates via Bravo, good day. Cactus 1013, thanks for the ATC.
So on.
We have a PFD, or when did that fail? I was so fixated on landing. That's bad.
354 Delta
I'm gonna have to. Do you guys know when that failed? And when did that fail?
The wind at Van Nuys, 340 at 8, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
I can't believe it's not butter. Hey man, we go for realism here on the V1 channel. That was a realistic back to work set her down landing. I'll be what I'll try to do, if I remember, guys, I am going into San Diego next week. I will try to get the vertical speeds on touchdown, and I will try to I'll try to let you guys know what it was.
Taxi North Cargo via Bravo.
We don't need ATC anymore. Thank you for the ATC. Let's start the APU. Glide slope mode can come back on, and engine 2 can come down. We're still waiting for the APU. Look at that American over there, MD-80. Love it. On 1 mile final? It knocked. Oh, you're on 1 mile final. Gotta dump that landing plug-in. No, I like that one because number one, it's less intrusive, and two, I'm more focused on. I want to see my height over touchdown, and I can. That plug-in tells me why we were a little bit firm on landings, because I even said we were high over the threshold. So when you're high over the threshold, what happens? Now you got to get it down. So if you're high, then you got to get it down. Then that's when you don't get those butters. So nothing but the pilot induced on that one. APU is available. That looks good. Engine 1 can come down. Seatbelt sign can come down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Diego. Mathis says, I love the stream. What controllers can you recommend? I ordered a Thrustmaster TCA Airbus side stick to start with. That's a good start, Mateus. I don't have one of those, but I'm sure you will enjoy it. As far as a throttle quadrant, man, you just, for the Airbus, you really don't need anything fancy. I know they make the thrust levers as well, so you can look at those, but I mean, for the Airbus, you really don't need anything super fancy. All right, we'll turn the APU bleed on, and of course the FO would come up here and do his flow. I guess we'll do it for Phantom since he's been slacking on this stream for real. Look at that though, PFD or ND failure. Let's see. So check this out. Let's see if that fails. We should be able to go. Nope. I want ECAM on ND. No, it's not an ECAM failure. I should be able to. It wouldn't be an attitude heading. It wouldn't be air data. Huh. Look at that. That's weird. When I switch that, that's weird. So I can do my PFD ND transfer. If I want to see my ND, I can press this PFD ND transfer button, and I still have my ND right here if I needed it. That's interesting. That was an interesting failure. All right. Failed that 320 RA, says Slam Cannon. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the replay. I'm going to put you guys into replay mode, and we're going to Sim Toolkit Pro is going to complete that flight. Okay, Sim Toolkit Pro gave me 200, so I will take that. I'll take the Sim Toolkit Pro landing. Oh, we're not ready for the sail song just yet. We're not ready, not quite yet. I wanted to see these guys. I still got my beacon light on. Check this guy, American MD-80 at 321 over here. Who's out here? I saw UPS tail taxiing out. Look at this A300. He's waiting to cross and go over to cargo. Check your strobes. Hey, UPS, check your strobes. Let's see if he gets them. The VY speed is wrong. Oh, maybe that would be it. That's interesting. Ah, he disconnected as well. All right. We embarrassed him. We'll disconnect from the network. Let's look at the replay mode. Let's see what we did here. Oh, close you. Yeah, I can't see where I'm going. There we go. Oh, that's a good spot. We'll back it up just a little bit further.
100.
We'll watch the first one from wing view. Just to be sure it's not a bug, right? Yeah, it's not a bug, man. It's the it's a failure. It's a ND failure when you have random faults on. Robert S says, I love the emojis. Try not to spam anymore. Hey, you can spam. The emojis are the only thing you can spam, man. Sim Toolkit Pro landing rates are more like guesses. Robert S says, good night, V1. I need sleep. Bye-bye. Take it easy, Robert. Thanks again for joining the channel, man. Have a good night, my friend. I had to disconnect from the UPS. I didn't want to wait a year to cross. Hey, man. Well, you had your strobes on. All right, let's do it from here. Let's check this replay out here. And then from the outside view, we'll be able to diagnose exactly what I was talking about. A little high with that threshold. That didn't look terrible. That one gave me a 290. That's weird how it changed. I guess I didn't have the Florence kit installed either on this 319. All right, let's see what it looked like from outside. Let's see what it looked like here, and then we'll be able to diagnose this. Coming in over the blast fence. So we're high. That's pretty cool, though. High over the threshold leads to floating, which leads to going around or plopping her down. Yep, plopped her down. That one was a 311. How are we on? We're a little off center line there too, but that's probably a realistic San Diego landing. I'm curious. I'm going to try to get those landing rates from the real airplane next week. Yeah. I didn't want to flare anymore. High over the threshold will do that to you. Let's do this. Let's go to, where's that building at? There we go. Gotta do parking garage view. In real life, if you're on this parking garage, you can actually hear the wingtip vortices of the aircraft as they go above you. This is the end, John Mark. One leg today. It was kind of a cluster in the beginning, guys. I do apologize for that. We were on X-Plane. We were able to do a nice localizer approach. Hope you guys learned something. Look at that. Maybe something about a localizer, maybe something about flyover waypoints versus flyby waypoints. Mods, thank you so much for working with me here on the channel. Sponsors, new members, thank you guys for joining the channel. Thank you for all the donations, guys. Appreciate you. Until next time, guys, hopefully I think we'll be maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be an FS 2020. I gotta look at my schedule. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya.
Stay